A conducive work environment helps improve productivity and output. The Agege Local Government Area recognizes by embarking on the construction of a new legislative building. Construction work is ongoing. The authorities of the council recently inspected the ongoing project. At the foundation laying of the project, the chairman Ganiu Ekunjobi said the proposed legislative building is in honor of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, who is an indigene of the LGA. He added that the project would provide a conducive working atmosphere for lawmakers and encourage upcoming legislators in the council.
Our legislative building here has been there for a very long time, and in our own administration, we believe that if this building can produce Right Honorable Speaker of Lagos State of Assembly, we should honor him with this new legislative building. That is what informs us. You can see what is happening in Agege local government. Our legislators are the first legislative arm to go out to do a kind of oversight function to see what the executive is doing. First of its kind, again, in Agege local government, our legislative arms hold a public hearing that heard the views of the community, the residents of Agege, and on a day 10 bills was passed. And this legislator need a befitting legislative building to enhance what they are doing, to support them. You know, when you have a conducive environment to work, you do good things.
Fantastic. It only signifies the fact that my chairman recognizes the importance of the legislative house, and being the arm of government that had always been suffering whenever there are issues in the polity in Nigeria. He believes making it strong in the local level will be at an advantage for the people of Agege, and that is why we are embarking on this construction of legislative building for Honorable Mudashiru Obasa in a record time of 6 months. Because without them, we cannot act well. They have to provide the laws in which the executive will use in administering the local government. So we expect more when this building is properly constructed and given to them. Yes, we expect more from them.
Leader of the legislative arm of Agege LGA, Kola Nigbajumo, who described the project as a restructuring of the legislative arm of Agege, expressed gratitude to the chairman, revealing that the completion of the facility would serve as a motivation to the legislative arm of Agege LGA.
This is what is expected from Agege local government, because we have produced the best, the #1 legislator in Nigeria and in Lagos State. So this is a home where we need to build a foundation. We need to rebuild, restructure, re-strategize in order to motivate the upcoming youth and the upcoming legislator, because this is happening within our tenure. We will live, and this is a legacy we need to lay. And we give thanks to Right Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa, that has been the glory, that has made us proud, and that has been an inner drive for us to do better. And we appreciate the executive chairman who deemed it fit that the legislative arms of Agege local government must have a new shape. So we appreciate him too, and I appreciate my colleagues for being there all the time for the with the executive.
The project engineer Olalekan Alagbala promised that the project will be completed within the 4-month duration.
So what we expect here is a new legislative building with modern art facility. What we have existing before, it has been constructed for years back, which is not meeting the modern and the efficiency of new building in Nigeria. So what we intend to do on this facility is to have a new legislative building that will have sitting arena where the legislature will have their plenary with the leader of the house in position to legislate for the good people of Agege. And we also have offices that will accommodate them to have their guests and also do their oversight functions, which will accommodate them properly with what they are having at the moment. So on this building, we have the ground floor that will accommodate them in sitting and offices. We also have the first floor that will have people in gallery that we'll be witnessing the way they legislate and also learning the process of legislature in Nigeria.
He also assured that quality materials would be used.
With Lagos State laws, we ensure that compliance 100% to facilities. We have material here that are tested with Lagos State material testing, and for every concrete that will be poured on this site, we'll be inviting them for state certification and also taking samples to Lagos State material testing lab to check the strength of this concrete. We'll have them in records, and we also make sure that we comply 100% with the structure, because we've been seeing building collapse in Lagos State, which is not encouraging at all, because on building collapse, you lose life, you lose property, you lose money, you lose everything. So we're going to be ensuring that the quality aspect of this job is complied to 100%, and also calling people for state certification to confirm what we are doing before we do our casting.
The building is expected to replace the old legislative building when completed. In another development, the council authorities recently organized a training session for local government staff aimed at enhancing staff's performance. Council officials, members of the management staff, and local government workers were in attendance. The resource personnel, Adewale Adegbite, in an interview, said the training will further increase staff productivity and enhance efficiency at work.
We have a lot of reasons why you have to train your staff. In the first instance, it increases your productivity, the productivity of your staff from time to time, and it encourages them to perform better. By and large, they say don't blame them if you don't train them. Especially in the public service now, we want to ensure that productivity is the best, and service delivery is the cornerstone of the present administration. So in order to ensure that we deliver the correct service that is expected from the public, it is imperative that our staff should be trained, not only trained, and retrained, so that at the end of the day we will achieve the organizational goal of the local government, which is catering for the welfare of the generality of the public.
Staff lauded the council authorities over the training.
And if you don't train someone, especially staff, if they misbehave, you won't be able to punish. So you need to train them. The bulk of people we have here are those that came in last year. They were employed by the Local Government Service Commission into different cadres. And we deem it fit to train them, let them know what we do in the service. We teach them public service rules. We have rules guiding the system, and they ought to know. That is why we have brought them the performance improvement things they're supposed to know about their job. We have admin officers, we have accountants here gathered. So they need to know the rudiments of that job. Yes, we expect that they change. You know, those things they don't know, they will be well equipped here, and we expect them to go back to their various desks and put them to use, so that we have good service delivery to the people and to the government at large.
I have to show gratitude, first and foremost, to the council chairman, the council manager, and our human resource director, who have been, and all the management staff also, who have been able to put this together. It's been very, very impactful. I mean, I speak for one that I've really benefited from this exercise. It's been very good and worthwhile. And I think even on behalf of all my colleagues here, the admin officers, the executive officers, even the clerical officers, it's been a very, very worthwhile experience for many of us.
The training has been very wonderful and very, very impactful so far. And we've been able to learn new things so far. I thought it's going to be the general thing before, but from the facilitators, I've gained some things, new things, I would say. It's been wonderful.
This is one of what the Nogi have been clamoring for, capacity building. You know, there is no doubt it aids and increases efficiency and capacity. Part of welfare to the staff. And if the chairman can bring this kind of initiative to us in this local government, we really appreciate, because no doubt it's going to improve our productivity in the local government.
With these schemes and many more, Agege LGA will continue to set the pace among other councils.